Hi, Joe Cerrone. Welcome to this week's Zoom classroom meeting for Introduction to Solidworks CAD 230. We're going to start working on Module 2 this week. Module 2 covers Chapter 4, Extrusions, Revolve, Drafting, and Modeling. And we're going to model these 4 parts, 2A, 2B, 2C, and 2D. If we take a look at the outline of topics, or at least did our calendar rather, Module 1 is due next week. And so I've got a couple of people who've turned those in already. If you have turned them in, I've graded those and given you feedback. And that information would be turned in right here to the assignments folder. Will you turn those into Module 1? Looks like I got one more since I graded them. Back to our main splash page. So module 1 is due next week. And then module 2, which starts today, is due 2 weeks from now. And that's kind of how I roll them out. I show you how to do the labs, or I introduce them to you on one day, and then 2 weeks later I collect them. And so things will start turning around where you'll be working and putting something into the Dropbox every week. So with that, let's take a look at Module 3. If we go to the content section, Module 2, and we look at Module 2, we have Lab 2A, 2B, 2C, and 2D. There's videos of those labs by Sebastian. Sebastian created this lab for 2A. In which he goes through the textbook and shows how to go through and detail that out. Sebastian is really terrific. He does a good job at laying these out for you. So you don't have to watch the videos, but if you want to pick up on some technique, that's a good place to learn it. Back to Module 2. So that's 2A, 2B video is right here. Again, good technique, only a 10-minute video. So it's one of those labs where if you want to watch the video, it'll give you tips and tricks and ways to improve your drawing skills. If you want to just work the problem from the book, that's fine also. We don't deduct any points from anybody for not watching the videos. And so these are for those pins. And the way that as we look at these, what we're looking for is fully defined parts. Fully defined will be all black. And so we talk about how to go through and fully define the parts. These are what are called revolves. And so when we work with these revolves, what we're going to do is we're going to revolve them about an axis. And so they're not real difficult, but you do want to work on making sure that you fully define those, and you get better working with SolidWorks. It just takes time as we keep working on these. I don't know, I do have, so we do have all the videos for all the labs, and that's D as well. So I would recommend you watch this one. This one is good. There's not a lot of information in the textbook on how to model it. And so the videos are there to assist you with that. And then there's a volume quiz. Okay, so you should be doing these volume quizzes. Excuse me, it's right here. So if I click on the volume quiz, it should link me to that. And if I preview it, let's see if it lets me. So you have the parts here, and then what we want you to do is to be able to analyze it. And so when we look at this part right here, we're going to go into SolidWorks, and then here's my part right here. And the way I would analyze that would be, I would go into the mass properties on this evaluate tab. So on the mass properties, it will tell me that the volume is 0.83 cubic inches for this part. And then if I switch back over to here, I would look at there as my correct answer for that. And then you'll do the same for B. I don't know if that's C, but it is now, and D. Yeah, it is C. So these are all fine. This looks good. Make sure you do those quizzes and you submit them, then they will count towards your grade. Okay, back to the main splash page. Let's see if I can get the computer to cooperate. Doesn't look like it wants to. Since it doesn't, I'm just going to log into the main site. Continuing on, back to content and module 2. So those are your 4 assignments. You're to do the volume quiz, and then you're also to do the multiple choice quiz. And so if we look at the multiple choice quiz, if it lets me preview it. The multiple choice quiz will be multiple choice questions. A lot of the questions you'll find are from the end of the chapters. Most common elements used to make 2 like elements symmetrical. And so I would say this would be a center line, because we could mirror it about that. You extrude an item both ways at the same time. You can do that. What tool allows you to make specific types of holes? So do your best on these. I'm not going to give it all away to you. You can use your book for that. They're open book, open notes. Do the best you can. And again, you know, that will count towards your grade. And again, I'm stuck. All right, back to CAD 230. Content, module 2. So again, create the 4 drawings, take the 2 quizzes, and then there's some bonus labs. And so those are for those people that are like, I love SolidWorks, I could do this all day. And these are really great little parts. You know, if you like to do SolidWorks, if you want to practice, go ahead and model these. They're set up from a book that I really like, SolidWorks 2010. And this guy who did these did just an excellent job of making a lot of small focused SolidWorks drawings. These are not required, but if you do those, then you can achieve an extra 10% in bonus points. And so there's quite a few of them. And then since Sebastian did all the videos, I thought I should do some videos so people could see that I know how to do this as well. And so these are Joe's videos if you go through and play them. Hi, Joe Cerrone. We're going to work on exercise 3-1. So that's me. And so I go through and work on those exercises with you as well. So that's module 2. That's about it. Work on the modules, turn in those modules to the assignments folder, and I will see you online next week. I'm going to open things up for questions. This ends our Zoom meeting update for today. I'll see you online next week.